hotel room. Yeah, snazzy, huh? But I am with a little bit of extra time today and thought I was going to do some more work on the badge. So yesterday we got around to putting components in certain spots on the board. I'm not 100% sure that that's going to be the final location for everything, but we won't really know until we start trying to lay out some traces. So the next thing to do is to start laying out some traces. And that's what I'm going to do now. I went ahead and announced this on Twitter, but I am not able to look at the chat room while I'm doing this. Go ahead and plop some questions in there if you have any, but I probably won't be able to get back to them for a while. But you can also throw questions down in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter at Smitty Halibut. It's same username I have here on YouTube. And you can ask questions there, and I'll happily answer them to the best that I can. But in the meantime, I'm going to start working on a board layout. Do that and do that. Whoa, no. Okay. So, hotkey interactions. Okay, we are in the right mode. Let's go over there. Okay. So this is the OLED display that we are using, or one very similar to it. There are a lot of them. A lot of manufacturers make the same thing, or something very similar. And this is just giving us dimensions, right? So it's 27.3 millimeters wide. It's 27.3 millimeters tall. Oh, I didn't realize they were square. And the pins are 2.54 millimeters, also known as 0.1 inches, separated. So it's standard 0.1 inch spacing. And then they're 9.8 millimeters. The first one, the center of the first one is 9.8 millimeters from one edge, and then they're 1.7 millimeters in from the other edge. So this is just kind of giving us the dimensions of the OLED display. And then my goal is to, I actually want to lay out a part that has the outline and the holes and the mounting holes and everything else. Because last time I was doing this, I was getting lazy and I just said, oh, it's a 4-pin header and we'll do the rest later. Well, now's later. I'm going to go do that. So what I'm going to do is come over here, but this is not where we actually edit components. We need to go into the Open Footprint Editor. I need to tell it that I want to use my library. That's my custom library. So we'll do that. And why did that not work? Oh, okay. And then we are going to tooltips. I think that's the one I want. New footprint. Yes. Footprint name. OLED. I just want to make it that simple. 0.96 inch. Oh. Inch OLED. We'll do that. Okay, so that's our footprint. And where is? Whoop, nope, no. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm used to a trackball. Why are you giving me such a hard time about this? What is my grid? 50 mils? No. Actually, no. We're going to be doing millimeters. Okay, so let me put you. Oh, you are in millimeters. What did we say? Nope, that's not what I wanted. 27.3 and 9.8. So everything is 1/10 of a millimeter. I'm just going to do a 0.1 millimeter grid. Which is pretty small. 0.9 to that. Yeah, so there's a 27.3 wide. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the outline. Does not talk about the radius of the turns. So I was hoping that it would tell me what the radius of these corners was, but it doesn't look like it's going to, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. So, but it's a box that's 27.3 millimeters wide and 27.3 millimeters tall. So let's start there. 27.3 So 27.4 would be 10, 13 and a half, 0.2, 13 and a half, 0.2. All right, so again, I'm looking at the numbers down here. So I want to go out to 13 and a half. Wait. So that would be 13.7. Did I really say 13 and a half, 0.2? 13.7. All right, so we'll go out there, and it's going to be 13.7 both directions. Right there. And then we're going to do 13 point. I'm just going to go ahead and make it 1/10 of a millimeter too wide. Be a little easier. So 13.7 out here. 7 right there. Okay. 13.7. There. There, and then we'll close that up. Okay. So 13.7. That's good. Let's place those pads first. Oh, 9.8 in from 13.7. 13 minus 9 is going to be 4. Minus 0.1 is going to be 3.9. Okay. And then it's down by 1.7. 13.7, I said. So down to 12. 12 millimeters up. And what did I say? 3.9? So, oh, hang on. Select the right tool. So 3.9 at 12 millimeters. Right there. Is that right? Boom. And then 3.9 minus 2.54. Oh, crikey. Math. Can't math. .9 minus 2.54 is 136. This is not going to be very well centered. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to set. All right. No. I'm going to switch back to inches. Wait. Oh, I said it was 12 millimeters up from things, from the origin. 25.4 divided by, no. 12 over 25.4 is 0.472. I'm going to call that 475. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to switch that to inches. I'm going to switch my grid to a 25 mils. No. 5. What do we say? 0.472. Okay. I'm just going to make that 0.475. No, I can't do that with 25 mils. Sorry. My bad. So, what do we say? 475? Why is that not 0? What the hell? You guys see what I'm seeing? My origin is not 0. Well, that's exciting. What the hell happened there? Floating points, children. Don't use them. Alright, so 25 mils. So I'm going to go up to 475. So that's where I'm at. 475, and then I need to go 50. Okay, that was weird. Alright. 475, chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was weird. So the question is, no, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So it's claiming pin 1 is on the right-hand side. All right. And it's drawn differently here. Okay. So VCC is on the left, ground, and SC, and then SDA. Okay. And that's the same over there. So VCC is on the left of that. All right. So which pin is VCC? Where did I do this? That one. Really? So look at the pin out there. VCC, then ground, then clock, then data. I'm doing ground, then VCC, then clock, then data. Okay, so I screwed this up. Either that, or we are doing something else weird. Or maybe we have a different component. We'll have to look into this. VCC, then ground, then clock, then data. Alright, so pin 1 is VCC, and pin 1 is on the left. Okay. So that is correct there. Let us edit that though. Through hole, let's make that rectangular. We'll just do that. Okay, so we now have that as our square one indicating pin 1. Okay. Alright. Now, let's go back there. And what's the layout for the mounting holes? Oh, you give a center to center? Really? So 20.7 and 23.2. And you're not actually giving the dimensions of the holes themselves. I'm pretty sure they're an M2 hole. This is where I would need my calipers if I don't have them. So 20.7 left to left, so what is that, 10.4? We'll make it 10.4. Off to the side, and then 23.2 is going to be what, 11.6? So 10.4 and 11.6. So 10.4 and 11.6. It's going to be 10.4 this way. Go back to millimeters. 10.7.6. Now I can do a 0.2 millimeter grid. So 10.4, 11.6. There we go. Okay. Now let's edit that. It does not have a pad number. It is through hole. It is circular. And we're going to do a circular hole. Position, okay. I actually want the drill size to be, what, 2 millimeters? And I think I want the pad size to be like 2.2 millimeters. We don't need a lot. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. It really is not clear about what those hole sizes are. But that does show that the mounting hole is just a little bit below the center line of the pins, which is about right. Okay. All right. And then what was the other one? 10.4 and 11.6. So 10.4 and 11.6 right there. And then 10.4 and 11.6. 10.4, 11.6. Okay. Let me get rid of these pin numbers because they do not correspond to pins. Okay. Knock that crap off. Okay. So, it's not very glamorous. But that's my display. I don't like those holes being that small. Let's edit those and make those 3 and 3.2. Let's see if that's too large. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. 2.5. Make that 2.7. The 0.2 millimeter surround on that was an arbitrary decision, but it seems fine. I don't know if this is just a newer version of KiCad than what I have at home, but it is, the UI is different in kind of subtle but somewhat annoying because it's just different ways. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I'm running 1604 at home. This is 1404, so that may be part of it. 1604 may be running a newer version. Who knows? Okay, so let's also draw the big 19.0 millimeters centered box. So 19.0, and it goes edge to edge. So was that 9.5? So 0.95. I'll just do 9.4. This is purely for looks. This is not actually a major structural part of the component. So 9.6, 13.6, is that what I said? 9.4, I think is what I said. So 9.4, 13.6. And yes, these are should be odd numbers, and I'm doing them on the evens because I'm lazy. And I'm okay with that. Again, this is just cosmetic. If I wanted to, I could even do some arcs on the corners Oh, whoops. Do some arcs on the corners. Right? And then shorten those lines up, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that because, again, see above about being lazy. There it is. Okay. All right, so I am okay with this as it stands. I'm going to go ahead and save the footprint, 0.96 inch OLED. Yep, go ahead and save that. Then I'll close that. I'm going to minimize that because we don't need that right now. I'm going to go back over here to the CV PCB because I need to associate that OLED display with the new part. Thinking about it. Thinking. Maybe. What did I do? Computers make our lives so much easier, don't they? What's going on? What are you doing, KiCad? I saved my library, so if I kill this, I won't lose anything. Are all of them dead? Jeez. Is KiCad really single-threaded? Interesting. Alright. Well, let's force quit it. Yep. Schematic. Open up the schematic. You're gonna do it again? Crikey. This might be the end of the night. Gotta figure out what's going on. No error messages. So how y'all doing? Let's go take a look at the chat room. Anyone watching? No. Okay. Stream complete. What? Have I not been streaming? No, I've been streaming. That worries me. Aha. An error occurred while loading footprints. Oh. Okay. Stupid. Yay, behind the scenes. Okay, alright, so you're on me now, which means I can do this. My hotel kicked off. I bet you my hotel kicked me off the Wi-Fi. No? I wonder what happened. Okay. Very interesting. Alright, well, we're gonna just pretend that didn't happen. Library, and I'm gonna want to open up libraries, because that's mine. And there's that, but I need to find the right thing. OLED display. And that one. Okay. OLED display, let's save that. And then close that. And then I need to save this, generate a new net list. Need to generate. Save that. And then, wait. Come back here, open up the PCB. And I need to delete, what? Delete that one. And now I can load the new next net list. So I'll notice the green one adding the new component. So we should have right there. There it is. Hey, my estimate was pretty good. Not perfect, but good. Okay, and then to get it to fix the ground plane, you run another DRC. Like I said, KiCad's not the best tool ever. But it's not why pin 1 should be VCC. Thought we fixed that. I got lost in the save. We did not fix that. Delete horizontal wire, delete horizontal wire. Move you up there. Wait, no. Move you there, move you there. And then hook up wires. Okay. Save that, generate a net list. Read the net list. And then another DRC. Yep. And now the second pin is tied to the ground plane. Okay. So I think, so we talked a little bit last time about ground planes. You'll notice the big green copper area on the bottom layer is all ground. A common thing to do is to make ground on one side and power on the other, so VCC on the second side. But you'll notice that my battery clip is, the big pad in the middle is ground, and I currently have the battery clip on the top of the board, and I kind of want to keep things on the top of the board. So one possibility would be to put ground on the top and then use the bottom side for power. It doesn't really matter which one goes which. For all the through-hole components, it really doesn't matter because it'll just tie it to whichever plane it needs to, because the through-hole pads are on both the top and the bottom layer, so it'll just tie it to whichever one it needs to. Surface mount's a little bit different because the surface mount pads are only on one side, so you're going to have to via through. You're going to have to put a hole in the board for all of the pads that don't connect to the other side. The only surface mount components we have here are the CPU, which has equal number of power and ground pins, the radio, which also has equal number of power and ground pins, and the battery, which is only ground. So I think it's not going to matter one way or the other if we make one ground and the other one power. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this. Yep. Oh, how do I do that? Bottom copper. No, I don't want to. I want to select the net or the ground plane. I think the ground plane only exists in the line there. So zone outline. Okay.